This is my first time moving all my equipment under some stress because I'm like, this is not going to be like how my usual setup is. Some factors that are going to be like messing with my head. You could have said something, but I'm just left with nothing. The topic was how you showed up, like how you've been showing up for us. And this time you didn't show up for me. Hello, and welcome back to I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. I'm Shaunda. I'm moving on up. I just have to acknowledge that I'm like really, really happy that this is just my thing. This is my thing, and it's been really, really nice. Still working on my bio, all right? It's been a little bit tough for me to just sit and wind down and like actually think of something, but I think everybody's just getting the gist of like what I'm doing. Either or, I'm still gonna have people on here, which I am excited about. But I wanted to talk about my 18th episode, need I say more, and in the beginning of that. Because as I said, I would like to have guests on here, and currently it's just like family, but I am going to be reaching out to other friends and just anybody to be on here. I would just love to have them on here. But my scheduled thing was to have my older sister Stacy on for my 18th episode, but with that leading up to there, it was like a lot. So I just wanted to talk about that story and where I'm at now, because I'm just going to be sharing this and my feelings. So it was on a Sunday. I wanted to record early because me and Shaunda were going to be seeing like Horrible Decisions. And that week was just really, really hectic because I had to work Tuesday and Wednesday before my vacation. So I finally got to talk to my sister. I had my outline ready of like talking about, it was just going to be about like family, something a little bit more personal with Stacy. She wasn't comfortable with it, which was fine. So I came up with another one and how we were just going to be talking about how she just like was always there. She showed up for us a lot and being the big brother of us three sisters. So it was like really, really nice. So I looked forward to that. At work, she called me like early and she was just like, oh, like she FaceTimed me. She was like, oh, you're at work. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be recording like after 6. I drive, so it's like about like 30 minutes away from the house. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to be leaving at 6. I should be there at like 6:30. We record probably around like 7:30. So that was like my whole initial plan. So when I got off work, I texted her and said, I'm on my way home. She said, K. And then I'm like, all right, cool. So when I got home, my friends were going to be leaving out. So I was like, okay, they're leaving. He was like, no, we're like picking up food. Like we're picking up dinner and then we're going to be back and we're just going to watch a movie. Because I did say that I was going to, like Stacy was going to come over and record. Once they said that, I was like, French toast. So I got irritated, not because of that. I got irritated at myself because it's like, dag, I thought about like having my own place and that if I had my own place, I can record anytime. Doesn't matter the time. Like as soon as I get home, I just set up and record. I'm on the main floor. So when they said that they were going to be watching a movie, they have like a surround sound like right behind this door right here. And they're like right next to that door. So my microphone would have picked that up. It wouldn't have been like a really cool audio. So it was just like a little bit tough, like swallowing that pill. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I got irritated trying to figure out how I'm going to record and the timing. And I had to call Stacy and I was just like, I don't know if we're able to record tonight. I mean, we still can, but it will be super late. And then she said that she wasn't going to be available after 9. So I was like, okay, I just need to figure out something. And when I called her, like when we were on the phone, she already been out. Like she already been out. I guess she went out with like friends or whatever. And that's like completely fine. But she was still down to come meet me and see me and whatnot. what I get irritated about with my sister after when she drinks, and she's feeling her drink, she repeats things. Okay. She repeats things. So it just really gets to me because like, as I'm like talking to her, I'm just going through like some solutions in my head, some venting, but some solutions and like what I need to do. And like, she repeated the same thing. Like she said something with another solution and I was like, no, because I really would want it to be like a quiet space because she said that she would make a space at her house in the basement area. But I was like, no, that's not going to work. And then she repeated that after I said no. And then she repeated that again. And I'm like, all right, no, like I'm just running through stuff and I was like, okay, let me call Shaunda because Shaunda just moved into her apartment. So it's like empty. She has certain things, but it is empty for me to use a space. So I said, I'm just going to call Shaunda, see what she's going to say and see how that goes. Her response is like, okay, baby. And then she just kept talking. Like she just kept still repeating the same thing of like, I'm down for this. It's been the time. I can't wait to be on the podcast. And she just kept repeating it. And I was ready to get off the phone because I don't have time. Like at this time, I felt like it was crunch time. Figuring out what to do. So I was like, okay, love you. Bye. And then I hung up the phone. I ended up calling Shaunda and I was like, hey, do you know if mommy has your key so I can get into your house because I can't record here? She was like, do what you need to do. Yes, she does. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that being said, I texted Stacy at 7:43 and said, heading to mommy to get to heading to mommy's to get Juan keys and setting up there. So as I'm on my way to my mom's house, I called her. She didn't answer. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Got to my mom's house, had like a little bit of a snack and told her what I was doing. And then ended up going to Shawanda's house. Mind you, this is my first time moving all my equipment, like moving my lights, the table, like what I needed to set up with. It was going to be my first time trying the microphone on a standalone audio and not set up on my laptop. So it was just going to be a new setup. The lighting was very different. So I was still under pressure, under some stress because I'm like, this is not going to be like how my usual setup is, which is fun, but it's just going to be some factors that are going to be like messing with my head, production and whatnot. I just wanted it to be good. So when I got to Shawanda's house, I called Stacy again. No answer. Call and call. I called probably like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to set up. I'm going to just set up. I'm going to get myself ready. And I'm going to just wait a little bit until like later. And as time went, after I like got myself all together, there was just no answer from her because I did end up like still calling and there was nothing. So then I called Shaunda and I'm pissed. I'm super pissed because I didn't have anything prepared. Like I had something on the back end to talk about just being alone, but at the same time, I still didn't have anything prepared. So I called Shaunda and I'm upset. I'm pissed. I'm venting to her. I'm calling Stacy names that I never thought that I would call her before because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Like, she's not answering my phone. Like, I know that I hung up the phone on her very fast and very rude. Like, but again, sorry that my irritation rolled out off of you, but it was just me figuring out how to problem solve in that moment while I'm on the phone with you and just still trying to figure out what I need to do to record. Because this is like really important to me. Like, I'm like, I really, really wanted to get that topic out. I really wanted to record. I wanted to be prepared. And it was my first time doing pre-recording for anything and having something ready, because I want to get a little bit better at recording and having things on the back end. So if something doesn't go right, I had something in my archive, something like that. So that was going to be my plan. But I'm on the phone with my sister and with Shaunda, and just venting to her like, fuck this, like fuck her. I was just so pissed off. Shaunda calmed me down because she explained to me that with my sister, she's taking risks to get out to me. And I didn't think about that either, about her getting to me, that something could have happened on her way there. We don't know, and I don't know. And, with Find My iPhone, all of our locations are on, but something's up with mine. I couldn't see her, so I don't know where she was. So I was just very irritated that I just didn't know where she is. She's not answering my phone and all that. So once she said that, I calmed down, and I was just like, dag, I didn't put my sister first in this situation. I'm putting what needs to be done first, and blinders on that this was the plan. This was something scheduled, and we should have did this, and not thinking that my sister's a human being and she is taking a risk on getting to me and everything. So then I went into full panic mode, because I'm like, okay, now I really just don't know where my sister is. And now I'm worried that anything could happen. She's not answering her phone. I can't see her location. I don't know where she is. So I ended up calling my other sister, Selena, who they live together, Stacy and Selena. And she's in bed, and I just say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. This call is for Stacy. I don't know where she is. Did you hear her come into the house? And she was just like, no. So then my heart started racing, okay. Well, Find My iPhone, my location her location is not showing up for me. Would you be able to check just to see where she is? And she said, yeah, hold on. So my mind's racing. But then Selena's answer was, oh, sorry, no, she's here. She's in the house. I forgot what time I called her. The last text that I sent to Stacy was at 8:56. So at 8:56, I said, are you good? And when I called Selena, it was probably about 9:20, 9:30. And when she said that, my madness, me being angry, was still shot in the water, but it still rose up, because just something. You could have answered the phone and said, I didn't like the way how you hung up on me. I'm not coming. Or I'm not coming. Let's try it another night. This just isn't going to work. I'm not coming. Anything. You could have said something, but I'm just left with nothing. And that was the most irritating thing. And then I end up calling Shaunda, and I was like, she's home. I'm happy she's home, but I'm also upset that she just couldn't answer the phone and say anything. You just really gonna leave me on red, because she definitely read my message and didn't say anything. She read my first message, not the are you good one, but something. Shaunda, I had a little bit too much. I'm not just gonna come. I'm on my way home, something like that. But then you just leave me. I don't know. I've never ever called my sister, and I would never ever say it to her face. So yes, because that's my older sister. But I would never call her any names in front of her face. But I would definitely call it behind her back, because that's my older sister. It is what it is. But I'm like, I think I said this before. It's so easy to be negative. It's very easy to be negative. And I got so negative so fast, not thinking about if something happened to her. But then when I found out that nothing happened to her and she's just home, I was just upset. You could have said something, and you didn't say anything. So that's what got me. I got a little bit more, I got more irritated, And while I was on the phone with Shaunda, I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I don't even want to have her on anymore. Like, this was just all my thoughts. Like, I mean, it is what it is. It's just, I tried the timing thing. I felt like we were on time. We had a schedule. We had something planned. We had a plan in place. And then you just didn't show up and you left me alone. And I mean, I still ended up recording, but I really wanted to talk about that topic that I had with her, because it's just something to bring me closer to my sister. I'm not around as often, so I just thought that this would be like a cool thing that we can bond over. It's something I can record with audio. I get to see my sister on video later on down the road and editing. It's going to be cool. But that changed. So it leads me up to say about an apology. My sister's very, and I'm not even 100% sure, her ego, her pride, like I don't know how my sister's ego or pride is, but from that night of her and me not, or her not calling me about like how I hung up the phone and like saying something and having a conversation around that, pretty sure that her pride and ego, like, oh, okay, I mean, damn, it is what it is. Stuff like that. But you could have at least told me in that moment, Shaunda, I'm upset with you because of the way how you hung up the phone on me. Something like that. This is what I think is why she didn't call back. She didn't answer my call. She didn't answer my text. So what I looked up, because what I was just trying to understand is apologizing, because that's all I want now. And that's all I want. I would still want my sister on. I would still want to have that conversation with her, but an apology is necessary in this moment. So what I read from verywellmind.com, apologies help us put the conflict behind us and move on more easily. Many benefits come from forgiveness in terms of happiness and stress relief. Being adept at apologizing when appropriate can strengthen relationships, reduce conflict, and bring forgiveness. It can be hard, but it's well worth the effort. So was I looking for effort right that night? Yes, because I don't think I would have felt like as bad as just like, okay, again, Shaunda, I didn't like the way how you hung up the phone on me. I'd rather not even get together. I felt some type of way. We'll try this another night. Cool. Would I still be mad? Yes. Cause like, all right, that was my fault. I apologize. Now I still need to figure out something. But again, nothing was said to me. I'm again left in the dark and didn't know what to do. So I had to wing it. So days, it feels like days, have gone by, and I'm waiting for my sister to call me, to just have a conversation and apologize. No, what I got, through Instagram, and yes, I'm sort of kind of putting her on blast, but this is my story to tell, which again, she will be on. She will be on. She sent me a meme that says, me when my sister doesn't answer my phone calls.
I called for help twice, and not a fuck you, what do you need, or nothing.
And underneath of that, she said, so sorry. I didn't respond back because a meme and you saying so sorry through a DM is not what I'm looking for. So yesterday, I called Shaunda, and this is a FaceTime call, Shaunda, and she's at my sister's house, Stacy's house. And Shaunda was visiting her dog. And, I hear Stacy in the background. Shaunda ends up like turning the camera, and I'm like, oh, hey, that. And, then she ends up like talking a little bit. I end up like talking to Shaunda. But then, I don't know, she ended up taking the phone and like, so you're not going to cuss at me? You don't want to, you don't want to talk to me? Like what? And I'm like, no, I just want Shaunda. And she's like, oh, ha, ha, like laugh it off and whatnot. And I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt. So then like, as the call goes on, she ends up like saying, I don't know. I'm not speaking to her or speaking out loud. I'm speaking to Shaunda, and I'm saying like, I mean, yeah, she didn't even apologize. Like, she didn't even apologize. Oh, I know. She said, I love her or something like that. I said, but do you love me? Wow. And then I said, yeah, she didn't even end up apologizing. And then she said, I did apologize. And I said, no, you didn't. Cause she took the phone. I was like, no, you didn't. And then she said, I did. And then I hung up the phone on her mid-sentence. You know, it was a pat on the back for me. And I'm not a petty person, but this situation is making me petty. Like, it's making me, I don't want to be petty, but this right here is petty. So then I text Shaunda, and what I said to Shaunda, because I was, FaceTiming Shaunda, I said, through a DM though, crazy, talking about the apology. And that was that. I still felt some type of way. Shaunda ended up calling me back. At that point, she was at my dad's house and just going through the situation. I was like, what'd she say about it? Like, what'd she say after that? I said, did you read that text out loud to her? Did you read it out loud to her? She's like, yeah, I did. And I said, yeah, what'd she say? She said, yeah, and that's just not a real apology. So she knows it's not. But I still didn't get a call. Like, I don't feel like I need to call you to talk about the situation. It should be the other way around. I want to drop this. And with this whole situation, talking about apologies made me think about my dad. My dad holds grudges, and he knows how to hold grudges. I can't even remember when my dad apologized to me. I mean, he didn't really have to apologize to me, but like when it come to my mother, didn't really hear this man say sorry before. I seriously can't remember, but I just know that my dad holds grudges, and I don't want to be like my dad. It's just so much pent up emotion. I'm like, why do I have to feel this way? This is not something to just sweep under the rug though, because I'm like, oh yeah, come on, Stacey, let's have a conversation. Like, no, I want to have a conversation before you're going to be on this podcast. I want to have a conversation with you before I talk to you about the topic was how you showed up, like how you've been showing up for us. And this time you didn't show up for me. So it's just all about an apology, and I would just like one. That's all. And I'm sharing my feelings. And I haven't spoke to her because again, I want her to come to me about what she felt that night. And that's that. And I would like a sorry. That's it. So, hopefully my next episode will have my older sister on, and we would have squashed this whole thing and talk about the topic at hand, which is showing up. So I'm going to move on to my random thought. And my random thought was like the other day, so I get, salads, and the salad that I get is the Cobb salad at Chick-fil-A. And, at Chick-fil-A to get like at least 4, maybe 5 tomatoes. I'm going to say, 4 or 5 tomatoes in the Chick-fil-A salad. And in that, I just grab on it and I see how hard it is to like get a tomato with a fork. But it's a struggle, but then you end up getting it and it's like, oh yeah. And I like the fullness of a tomato in my mouth and bust open in my mouth. Like, I don't know how to say that, but it's true. It's great. Where when I make a home salad, I'm making my home salad, I end up like cutting the tomato like in half. And I do that to get more tomato, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know why I don't do that with the tomatoes that come in the Chick-fil-A salad. I just let it be and struggle with me grabbing on with a fork where it's already one flat end and I can just, with my home salad, my homemade salad. It's just weird. I just don't take the extra step that I normally do. Yeah, don't take that step that I normally do. And what's tough is I see now that it's just hitting me that I don't take that step because they don't put like a knife in your bag at Chick-fil-A, so it is what it is. But even when I bring my salad home, I still don't just take a knife and cut it open. I'm just still of a struggle thing with the salad. So yeah, if anybody has that thought about that, please let me know. Comments will be perfect. That was like my small random thought. Moving on to my last segment, which is appreciating the little things. Dogs. I have to appreciate dogs. I was really admiring my friends' dogs. They're pit bull mixed, and they're just so domestic and beautiful creatures. And I can't wait to have mine, because I just look at them like, I just can't wait to show this kind of love to I'm going to be getting a Australian Shepherd, miniature Australian Shepherd. And I would really want one with 2 blue eyes. If not, I'm okay. It's more of the color that I want, and I'm going with the brown-ish, but then the white black one is really nice. I just get so excited because that's going to be my kind of dog, and I can't wait. He's going to be smart. Yes, he's going to be a he. He's going to be smart. His name, I am not going to say his name because I don't want anybody to take it. I believe my family knows it because I always say it, but I'm not going to say it here because it's just going to be something for me. So I'm excited for that. But dogs, man, we really don't deserve them. They're just awesome, independent, dependent creatures. And it's so crazy because they're like just like us. They have so many emotions that they have to deal with and go through, and it's just good to have a partner. And I'm going to be that partner for my future Australian Shepherd. But I really do love dogs. Had on a cat, Modest Mouse, and had cats on it. Appreciate cats, but like dogs, man, they're my number one dudes. And I actually said that if I could have a wild animal, it would be a tiger. So just seeing my friend's dog, whose name's Otis, he looks like a hyena, but the way how his stripes are, they also remind me of like a tiger stripe. So they're cool, man. You gotta appreciate them and love them. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. Please remember to rate, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Please email me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. I would love to share your stories. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.